Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Monday the 29th of November 2021, and we're publishing our gold and silver daily update, news and economic data. Gold and silver are up this morning, along with equities, oil and cryptocurrencies. Let's take a look. Welcome to Illuminati Silver. It's Monday, the 29th of November, 2021, at 09:30 in the morning. The weather today is dank and dreary. Yes, dank and dreary. Little cloud, rather dull, promising potential rain. However, what's not dank and dreary is the stock market this morning, and as we can see by the headlines, stocks rebound, bonds dip, as Omicron turmoil eases. Let's take a quick look at that. Stocks in Europe rebounded and US equity futures rose along with treasury yields as a semblance of calm returned to global markets, while investors reconsidered their worst-case scenarios for the Omicron coronavirus strain. The Stoxx Europe 600 index jumped more than 1%, recovering some of their worst drop in more than a year, with travel and energy stocks leading the advance. S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 contracts climbed. WTI oil rallied above $71 a barrel, and the 10-year US Treasury yield rose past 1.5%. The euro slipped, and a dollar gauge ticked up. Yes, indeed, we saw towards the end of last week, and particularly Friday, equity markets plummet because of this new COVID variant and the fears that it will lead to mass lockdowns, though over the weekend a number of politicians have come out introducing various safeguards, such as compulsory wearing of masks, reinstituting a degree of social distance, and this sort of thing, but very few at the moment stating that lockdowns are going to happen, except for Austria, of course. That said, it's a long time between now and Christmas, and we shall see how well the politicians hold fast. Something else of interest. Goldman, this is Goldman Sachs, the bank we all love to hate, outlines scenarios for Omicron's impact on global growth. Goldman Sachs Group Inc. economists set out 4 scenarios for the potential impact on global economic growth from a new coronavirus variant, while adding that it's too early to adjust their forecasts given it still isn't clear which is likely to transpire. Let's look at these quickly because they do put them into perspective. Downside scenario. Omicron transmits faster than predecessor Delta. This results in first quarter global growth slowing to a 2% quarter-on-quarter annual rate, or roughly 2.5 percentage points below Goldman's current forecast. For 2022 as a whole, the global economy still expands by 4.2%. Severe downside. Both the disease and severity and immunity against hospitalizations are substantially worse than for Delta. Global economic growth takes a more substantial hit, while the inflation impact is again, like the downside, ambiguous. False alarm. Omicron spreads slower than Delta and has no significant effect on global growth and inflation. And upside. Omicron is slightly more transmissible, but causes much less severe disease. In this speculative normalization scenario, a net reduction in disease burden leaves global growth higher than Goldman's baseline. Inflation is likely lower as the rebalancing of demand and the recovery in goods and labour supply accelerate. The upshot is that Omicron could have sizable growth effects, but that the range of medical and therefore economic outcomes remain unusually wide. Food for thought. Further food for thought is the ongoing tension which we've now mentioned over the last 2 weeks between Russia and America. Russia says the US is forcing its diplomats out as tensions escalate. Russia's ambassador to Washington said more than 50 diplomats and their family members will have to leave the United States by mid-2022 in the latest sign of tensions between the former Cold War enemies. Our diplomats are being thrown out, Ambassador Anatoly Antonov said in an interview on a Russian state television anchor's YouTube channel. We are facing serious staff shortages. With the US-Russian relations at the most fraught in decades, the two sides have been feuding over the number of diplomats at each other's embassies. Let's just watch this space. Remember Ukraine. Okay, business news in the UK. More than 17 million people have used Buy Now, Pay Later. That's building up debt for the future. More work needed to create green jobs, report says. Shoppers asked to respect new mandatory mask rules. This is the result of Omicron. And Macau casino shares fall after weekend arrests. BA suspends Hong Kong flights amid crew quarantine. Oh, and this part, UK car output suffers the worst October for 65 years. Though on the positive front, Black Friday on track to beat last year's sales. America. Ghislaine Maxwell's sex trafficking trial to begin. US and Iran seek to break impasse at nuclear talks. And US joins EU in restricting Southern Africa flights. Let's have a look what's happened to the dollar. It's marginally up this morning, 96.22. Remember last week it did go as high as 97, but it was also below 96 at one point. We think it's in a comfort zone now for a short while. Energy prices, yes, we were so pleased when we saw WTI crude dip below $70 on Friday. Unfortunately, it's back over there at 71.65 and Brent crude at 76, both up over $3 each. Now, we mentioned in our weekly update that American markets were all down on Friday and basically more or less down for the week as well. But this morning, Asia Pacific markets, or I should say overnight, have also fallen. But UK and European markets have rebounded quite strongly, up over 1%. Economic news. Now, we've mentioned again in our weekly update the key economic news is going to be Wednesday, followed by Friday. But today we have pending home sales. That's not really going to move the markets either way. But tomorrow we will have the Chicago PMI and the Consumer Confidence Index, so it's not worth ignoring those. Gold prices this morning are up $5, still below that crucial 1800 level, and is currently standing at $17.98. Silver price is also up this morning 23 cents at $23.38. Cryptocurrency markets up 5.5% with a market cap of 2.58 trillion. And we keep mentioning this because, as we've said, almost now for over a year, the crypto market is stealing funds from precious metals. Finally, just a reminder, on the weekend we produced two videos. Our weekly update and a different video then on Sunday, silver next week, where we foresee silver moving over the course of the next week and broadly to the end of the year, but focusing primarily on this coming week. And we've placed links to both of these in the description box below. Now, we will have a daily update tomorrow, a morning update, but we won't on Wednesday and Thursday. They will come in the evening, so please watch out for those. And then on Friday, there probably won't be a video at all. And then we'll have our weekly update on Saturday. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign. Until tomorrow. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.